And hopefully the recording doesn't fuck off.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 14 of the Yomo is a Hero Sportscast. Going straight into last week's results.
No.
I'm still in first, but Asian gained some ground. I got 898 points and a 106 and 73 record. My dogs did not help me because Asian gained 2 games on me. Asian is 886 with 110 and a 169 record. Mook, 862, which I think Mook won last week. 862 at the 105-74 record. And Raccoon, 833 at the 97 and 82 record. But I have to admit, right now, because Wolfie's in the chat, did y'all see my pick in honor of Wolfie hit? Wolfie's hometown, Jacksonville Jaguars, getting the win in Baltimore. I said on this pod, chest out, and I said I'm taking the Jags in honor of Wolfie. Said it with my chest.
Baltimore.
Nah, I did. I picked Jacksonville. Don't you remember? Don't you remember the prince that was promised going in the chat and Mook going. Baltimore ass. Oh, they beat the Baltimore Ravens, Wolfie. The 8-4 Baltimore Ravens. They were 8-3, but now I think they're 8-4. They might be 7-5, but I think they're 8-4. I
think there's Burrow's tied with them.
Yeah, but aside from that, good job to Mook and Asian's team. They were winners. Mine and Coon's team, not so much, but we're kind of used to that at this point.
Uh-huh.
The Saints didn't even put up 1 point.
You're used to it too, motherfucker.
Huh?
I say, bitch, you're used to it too, motherfucker.
yeah. Just this last week, he got what was called the Tomlin win.
The Monday night special. Tomlin is 19-3 on Monday night.
Sheesh. Well, he was also like what? It was like a gambling thing. It was like he always covered against the North, and then the Cincy game happened.
I don't know.
It was like as a home dog, Tomlin had always covered. It was some crazy stat. Injury news. I know Mooney's out for the year. Is there anything crazy? I don't know what the Jets are doing at running back, but I do know Michael Carter-Williams suffered an injury. And James Robinson was a healthy scratch. It was very depressing to let him go.
I know it comes as a big shocker, but Ryan Fitzmagic is still not playing in the NFL.
You'll see him tomorrow night after the game, Coon. Rodgers is going to play. I mean, I think you should play Jordan Love, but it sounds like Rodgers is going to play. I don't know the status on Justin Fields.
He was limited in practice today.
I didn't know his status really bad.
That's a positive trend. I'll tell you, I have it picked one way, and if Justin Fields is injured, those points are going the other way.
Dortch is questionable with thumb. Rondale's questionable with groin.
Basically, Arizona receivers. Am I right, Coon?
No.
The O-line plague has gotten them.
The Arizona Cardinals.
I think I was just say Juju came back last week. I think Stafford's gonna be out again this week. Be real.
Jamar Chase was limited. Mixon was limited.
Jamar Chase is trending towards playing this week, or so he says. I need to know because Chase is a must start if he plays, and I think ETN is also. I don't know if he was limited or didn't practice, but they said he is trending towards playing. And he could have came back last week. He just didn't. They were just playing it carefully.
Boone, Judy, Hamler, all questionable.
I was happy to see Kuhn pick up my boy Boone, give him a home.
Questionable.
I don't know what Jacoby's status was, but I know he got hurt last
Doesn't matter.
I was going to say they play tomorrow, so I'd probably err on the side of Jacoby's probably not gonna play, but we'll see.
Jacoby Brissett?
No, Jacoby Myers for New England.
Oh, that was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was a little confused.
No, Jacoby
Jacoby
Brissett.
Myers,
You know,
listed as questionable for Week 13.
you know, I'll just say it. Tampa let me down. That was my favorite game on the docket. I was like, oh, Tampa off a break, they're gonna look good. And hats off to Jacoby Brissett. The last week of the Browns having a dignifying, dignable quarterback, and he got him a dub on the way out, beating the GOAT. Made me very sad. And Mook betting Browntown paid off. But yeah, I think that's all I got. Are y'all ready to jump into the games?
I suppose so.
The Thursday nighter. This was the one I just switched points on. You got the Buffalo Bills going to New England to play Macaroni and Cheese Jones and the New England Patriots. I got 7 on the Bills. I don't like this game. It's an in-division game. Buffalo's looked shaky. I mean, they barely fended off the line. Josh Allen's still hurt. Now you're missing Von Miller. I think Buffalo's the better team, and therefore they will get the win. I don't know the weather forecast. I probably should have looked. Hopefully it's not a blizzard everywhere in New England, but I got 7 on the Bills. I don't love it, but I'm going to do the method that y'all use, I guess. When Buffalo loses, I'm going to take them again. They didn't lose, but I'm still going to take them.
The weather forecast is mostly clear, 38 degrees, 20-mile-an-hour wind.
So it's just cold.
Mm.
Yep, 7 on Buffalo.
Well, I am going to also be taking Buffalo with my 10 confidence. Sucks that I have Diggs because I think it's going to be a big Gabe Davis and Isaiah McKenzie day. Belichick usually likes to take away the top option, and that's going to be Stephon Diggs. So I think it's going to be a big Gabe Davis and Isaiah McKenzie week, but I am taking the Bills with 10. I don't like the Patriots.
If it helps to know, Justin Jefferson absolutely scorched New England last week.
True, but it is Justin Jefferson. They don't really have that many people to go with. Thielen also scorched him.
Yeah.
No, that was 2 weeks ago.
No, that was last week.
Yeah, Thielen signing, it was good.
Thielen had his best week against me. Of course he did.
It was the Thielen has a way of doing that to you, Asian.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be a bigger Gabe Davis day.
It was a weird New England game because the offense showed up, but the defense didn't show up, and it's normally the opposite with New England games.
I could see one of those 4 catches, 130 yards for 3 touchdowns, Gabe Davis type of game.
I'm just the thing that worries me is that New England plays this slow, and Buffalo screws around, and New England finds himself in it at the end of the game. That's what made me switch to confidence, because originally I had 9 on this game.
Well, I have Buffalo with 12 confidence points. I just think the Bills are a better team than the Patriots, and I'm pretty confident that they'll win. That's it.
Well, I'm repeating what I did last week. I put all my confidence points on the Buffalo Bills on a Thursday nighter, and it's going to pay off again.
I hope you're right. All right, moving
which
on.
Would be 15.
Huh?
So which would be 15 this week since there's
I was going to say, yeah, where's my 15 at? Oh, my 15. Oh, God, that's where my 15's at? All right, we'll rock it. All right, Asian, we got the Steelers going to Atlanta. Tell us what's going to happen.
I do not like this game. I don't know who to pick, but I got a lot of upsets this week, and I'm feeling kind of frisky, so I am going with the Steelers, baby. The Steelers have been looking kind of good since their bye week. I know Kenny Pickett has looked pretty rough this year. He was leading the NFL with interceptions for a while, but coming out of the bye week, they haven't been looking all that awful. And I don't know. I'm just gonna take the Steelers before.
This is where Mook Great man, think of
Great minds think alike, because I took the Steelers with 4 as well. I really did.
Well, you know, take Asians 4, take Mooks 4, and give me 8 on Pittsburgh.
You put fucking 8? Go ahead, Mook, but Jesus Christ, go ahead, Mook.
I was gonna say Mike Tomlin's got to get that keep his non-losing record. He's got to get wins somewhere, and this is definitely a game he can win, especially since do the Falcons have a losing record, or are they close to having?
Everybody
one?
in the
5-7.
everybody in the South has a losing record, Mook.
They are
Yeah.
5-7.
Yeah, this is definitely a game I think Mike Tomlin can win for him, and he's got to keep it above 500.
No, he's only got one game to lose.
Now, I will say, the only thing that worries me about this game is I don't know if Benny Snell's getting the start. I don't know if Jalen Warren's coming back. I don't think Najee's playing. It don't sound like Najee's playing.
They said he avoided a serious injury, whatever,
It's going to be interesting to look. I'll say this, Benny Snell looked good, but he also hadn't played all season, so it was...
Our offensive line has looked better throughout the year. I'm telling you, Najee has been Trent Richardson 2.0.
I'll just say this. I just think this is a bad matchup for Atlanta. They're going to want to run the ball. TJ Watt's going to be an absolute monster. Kenny Pickett's look better. They're letting him go out there and sling the ball. I swear I see a George Pickens highlight catch every single week. So, I feel confident in Pittsburgh. That's why I got 8 on him.
Well. It's time to play the devil's advocate, boys. Because I got 2 on Atlanta.
You've been taking them all year.
I've been taking them all year.
This is a game between 2 teams that Coons took in all year.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, Coon, I didn't want to go 4, but I got some spicy picks along the way, so...
I don't like a lot of my confidence this week, honestly.
I'm looking, and yeah, I don't know if I actually have anything super homeless this week. I thought I did Asian, but I don't think I do.
Someone might go homeless with me after my take on it. I'm gonna try to convince Mookie to join me homeless.
I asked Mook. We'll get there. I asked him, but we'll see. The next game we got Green Bay going to Chicago. I got 3 on Chicago, and if Justin Fields don't play, that 3 goes to Green Bay, regardless of who their quarterback is. That's all I really have to say about this game.
Yeah, I got 7 on the Packers. If the fucking Bears are starting Fields, that's 7 on the Bears. That's all there is to say on the game.
I got 5 on the Packers. Rodgers is said to play, and he owns them. And I'm assuming Justin Fields isn't playing. Maybe even if he is, I still might go with Rodgers because he owns them. And when he owns a team, he fucking owns a team. I can tell you that. That's all I got to say.
I went 5 on the Packers, so great minds think alike again, Mookie. But it mostly comes down to I don't know who's going to be quarterbacking for either one of these 2 teams. So I went low. Packers haven't been that hot. Chicago has been a hot with Justin Fields. No Darnell Mooney though now, so.
Let me ask you, Asian. If Fields plays, do you play him in fantasy against that Green Bay run defense?
I don't know, honestly.
I think they said the Eagles set a record for rushing last Sunday. It's like the most rushing game since like 1950 something.
I'm so afraid of him re-aggravating it.
Also, just because it reminded me, because we're talking Green Bay Philly, can we talk about real quick how Wolfie squeaked out a game because Wampa didn't set his lineup? It pained me.
Nice.
It pained me to see Sanders with 30 and Moore with 20 on the bench. I was like, man, I traded you these players and they popped and they just sat there.
He said they could have sat on my bench.
No, because
I could have played them.
because I would have played DJ Moore when you told me Baker wasn't the starter. That would have happened. Football is so RNG heavy. I mean, the players that play good normally play good, and sometimes
they
you
get
roll the
hurt.
dice. Yeah, or they get hurt.
Football is the definition of RNG, bro.
It really is.
Especially fantasy football.
Yup, it is RNG. I do agree there.
There's like 10, I think it was, I mean, usually say like 10 to 20% skill, and then the rest is RNG.
It's more luck than skill.
I
Look
mean-
at oh my god! Half the people in our league don't barely pay attention, and they're still getting squeaking by.
I mean, do you notice?
Playoff.
Did you see mine and Dingo's game? If ETN don't play and I play Brian Robinson, I win. If ETN don't get hurt, there's a pretty good chance I win that game. So, you roll the dice sometime, and look, at least Wolfie realizes you've been in pain, Coon.
He doesn't know my pain.
Rip Coon's fantasy team. Anyways, Mook, it's your favorite time of your second favorite time of the week. Because we got the Jacksonville Jaguars going to Detroit. Tell us what's going on, Mook, in the Super Bowl bubble.
Well, I'll tell you who I picked. I picked the Lions with 3. Not very confident, but the Lions have showed that, they ain't got that dog in them, but they got that fight in them. And Jacksonville, well, I feel like they just won their Super Bowl, They're coming off a huge win. But I think the Lions are going to put their foot down and say we can win games, especially against terrible teams. So
They are a terrible team.
yeah, but they were just on a 3-win streak until they ran into Buffalo.
That's
and then
cool.
they barely lost. They could have won that game. I'm still mad about it.
Where does that put their overall record with that 3-game win streak?
They took some pretty big L's to begin with.
That's what I asked.
That division ain't really looking good. The only team looking good is Minnesota. You know what? I can go to the next person.
Alright, well, I know Caleb wants to go.
Oh, you ready? Well, obviously in Wolfie's honor, I took Jacksonville. 10 points on the prince that was promised. That's it. That's the...
10?
Yeah, 10 points on the prince that was promised. He's about to dunk on the Lions.
Jesus,
we putting
why?
up between 30 and 40 points again this week. We bombing it. Christian Kirk, you get a touchdown. Zay Jones, you get a touchdown. Oh, I didn't forget about you, Marvin. Woo!
And he said, "Oh, I didn't forget about you, Aiden Hutchinson."
Well, yeah, didn't forget. Wait. Is that a defender for the Lions?
Yes.
None for you. ETN, here you go, bud.
He's a rookie that the Lions picked up. I think that was their first pick in the draft.
Jesus.
That being said, 10 on the prince that was promised. And picking in honor of Wolfie again. 2 weeks in a row. 2 Jaguars wins. It all sounds good.
God, he gets that one win. And he's like, double digits on the Jags. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the reason they're getting double digits is because they're playing the Lions, and the Lions are butt cheeks.
Well, you better hope it hits, because that's a big pointer.
Kieran, go ahead.
Agent, go ahead.
Kieran, go ahead.
Agent, go ahead.
Well, I got 6 on this just because of the way it fell, but I don't know who I want to pick.
I don't know who I want to pick either. Let's
I feel like you're just going to say, all right, you get one and I get the other deal.
Just because Wolfie's in chat, I'll go with the Jaguars with 6. I originally had the Lions highlighted, but, why not?
Well, I will keep my pick on what it was and go with the Lions with 3.
Oh man. Wow. Okay, so now this is where I started to feel homeless, Asian.
Oh God, you did not.
In the next game, we got the New York Jets going to Minnesota. Oh, I put 6 on Magic Mike and the Jets, baby. Yeah. I don't know. Minnesota seems to be in close game after close game after close game. I think they're a good team, but that Jets defense is nasty. I'm very excited to see Sauce Gardner and Justin Jefferson. I'm excited to see that matchup this week. I think that the Jets got a spark of life with Mr. Magic Mike, and that defense is solid. So I will eat the back end of the 6 if Minnesota pulls it out, which they definitely might. But I feel like this is kind of a game where Minnesota can finally prove themselves, because they're definitely not getting the credit that they feel like they should be getting, being 9-2. It's like everybody just kind of looks by them. But yeah, I put 6 on the Jets, and I'm rolling with it.
I put 10 on the Vikings. I mean, the Vikings are 9-2 for a reason. And Justin Jefferson's AM. Not much more to add. They're winning games, and they haven't really bit me.
Yeah, I'm with Kuhn. I'm not trusting in Mike White. I will trust Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and
Kirk Cousins. I'll even give Kirk Cousins the nod over Mike White.
Baller Kirk Cousins. So yeah, give me 11 with the Vikings.
Also, my boy Big Money Kirk is coming off a primetime victory. Let's go.
Look, my new running back is gonna have a game this week.
He can have a game and lose. That's fine.
He probably could. That would be the Jets' way. That would be the true Jets' way.
I actually wanted that running back. You fine.
Well, you know, you and Mook both wanted that running back, and I was higher on the waivers, so suck it.
Well, with that being said, I put 2 on the Jets. I have no good reason for picking the Jets. I just feel like, maybe a Jets win this week.
Well, you know.
So
I'm not going to lie to y'all. I want to switch knowing that Mook jumped on the Jets wagon with me. I'm not going to, but I want to.
that's so cold. What I ever do to y'all? I understand if it was Thursday, but it's not Thursday.
Oh, Mook, we get to talk about the NFC East. The next 2 games in a row, buddy. We got the Manders going to the Giants. Yeah, I put 5 on the Manders. It kind of feels like the Giants are going into a tailspin. Kind of feels like, we didn't want to give the Giants respect, and they kept winning games, and they're well coached, but now they're starting to lose a few games. And Washington's been red hot. I'm going to be real. I don't want Washington to win this game, because I don't want them to take that final spot from the Seahawks, because I feel like Seattle's a lot more of an interesting team than Washington. They're winning games, but they play very boring football.
They play winning football.
Well, yeah, they have lately. They know what they are. They're gonna run the ball with Gibson. They're gonna run the ball with Robinson. Heineke's gonna throw the ball 15 times, and they're gonna hope to stay in positive game script. But that being said, they're like what? I think they're like 5-1 in their last 6 or something like that. They're red hot right now. New York's a little lost after losing 2 in a row. So I'm going to ride the hot hand and put 5 on the Manders. We're mandering down.
I am also riding the hot team for everything Kai said and taking Commanders with 3.
Yep, that is the number 2 team in that division by the end of the year. That is why I took the Commanders. It's 4.
We all
yeah, the Eagles, of course.
We all 4 took Commanders.
I was going to say, did we all just take Washington?
Yeah, I took Washington with 7.
Damn, we did.
Plus, I also think the Giants are a little bit beat up, too.
That's Saquon Barkley and nothing else, I mean.
And that's the thing, too, is, you look at Washington's front line, it's all these, first-round draft picks that are still young. I feel like Washington's a hard team to run on, and Chase Young's going to be coming back soon. It could be this week. They keep saying he's closer and closer, so... And now we get to talk about the cream of the crop in the NFC as Tennessee goes to Philadelphia.
My boy hurts.
Yeah, I got more points on this game than I'd like. This is actually what I switched the top with. I got 9 on Philadelphia. I don't know. It's kind of like Tennessee is just Derrick Henry. Philly's been playing shaky football, but they're still winning. Philly knows what these teams both want to run. Like I said, Philly just set a record on Green Bay for rushing the ball last week. That defense needs to be good. I feel like they're just going to stuff the box and they're going to make Tannehill throw if Tannehill wants to beat them. But Philly's just this seems like it's gonna. I think this is the hardest game left on their schedule besides in division games. Yeah, I got 9 on the Eagles though. Fly Eagles fly. They just seem to be a dominant team. I think Tennessee will keep it close, but at the end of the day, Philly is, I think they're 9-1. I have to look to be sure. Philly is 10-1 for a reason, so I'm going to keep the Eagles to keep on rolling.
I put 11 on the Eagles. Yep. And my boy, Dark Horse MVP candidate Jalen Hurts. It's much like I did with the Bills and the Vikings. They're winning games for a reason. They're not giving me a reason not to put high points on them. I'm going to put high points on them.
I put 8 on the Eagles. I kind of want to go lower, but the Eagles have been pretty dominant with their wins. Except for, maybe recently they've been a lot closer, but Philly hasn't looked bad at all, at least offensively. So I'll keep picking Philly till they lose. But I do think Tennessee could come in and win this game. But I'm going to go with the Eagles with 8.
I'm with Kuhn on the higher side. I got 12 on the Eagles, but I wish I was not this high. The Eagles' weakness that they've shown is that they can get beat by the run, and they're going up against one of the best running backs in the league, so I'm a little scared for the Eagles, but I had to put these high points somewhere.
Y'all make me feel not as bad for having 9 on Philly.
I hate how much I have on the next game, let me tell you.
I totally switched my max confidence with the game I had in this game. We got Let's Ride going to Baltimore. I got 15 on Baltimore. I will take a minute to talk about Baltimore. They concern me because they can't seem to keep a lead. I don't think that's going to be a problem against Denver because Denver can't score.
Baltimore can't score lately either. They can only kick field goals. It's fucking ridiculous.
Well,
that'll still be enough.
That'll still be enough. Last week, they dropped a 9-point lead. They have dropped double-digit leads 3 times this year. So they're scoring. They're just not holding the lead when they score points. That being said, Denver gets down 10. They're not coming back. Denver's not good enough to come back. The latest saga, you see an O-lineman yelling at Russ on the sideline. It's just a season gone to hell. Russ is I just don't know what happened. He came back last year, led a few game-winning drives, beat some good teams. Thought this year would be a nice new start for him, but they've just lost it in Denver, man. Denver just looks fucking god-awful. So I got 15 on Baltimore. But Baltimore, when they play good teams in playoff football, it does concern me because they can't hold a big lead. Once you keep blowing these 9, 10, 11-point leads going into the fourth quarter, that's a reason for concern. I'm just not concerned against Denver because they can't score.
Much else to say. I chose Baltimore with 15. It's mostly because they're going up against Russ and the Denver Broncos team. They're so fucking bad.
Y'all pretty much said everything there was to say. I took the Ravens with 13.
I'm happy. I put 12 on the Ravens. I am happy to be the low man on this game because something smells like flaming dog shit about this game, man. I don't want to be on the ass end of losing 15 points to it.
Well, you know what? I'll move it back to 14.
I don't know. I look at this game, I just have a gut feeling that blocked field goal for a touchdown! They win the game! 7-3!
All I'm gonna say is I'm already predicting myself to be in last this week. So
So are you just do you just have a vision of seeing Russ at the podium? Let's ride.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh,
So
God.
Asia, do you want to go first or last on this next game?
I'll lead off if you guys want me to.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson and Cleveland going to Houston. Take us away, Asian.
Well, let me paint you a picture. They are starting a quarterback that hasn't played in 2.5 years. Everyone's predicting Deshaun Watson to come out and just be this all-star quarterback that he was with, Houston. And I'm not convinced. It's the most Cleveland Brown thing to do for Deshaun Watson to be coming back against his old team, Houston, and this be labeled as a revenge game for him. And they lose the game somehow to Houston. It's a revenge game for Houston too. Cleveland has one of the worst rush defense. I'm predicting a big game for Dameon Pierce. And I don't know. It's just a Cleveland Brown way to lose this game. I got Texans with 1. Deshaun Watson's opening night, he's gonna lose.
Yeah, I got 11 on the Brownies. I get what you're saying, but I mean, Houston just switched quarterbacks too. I think Keenan Allen's gonna.
The fucking Browns are gonna find a way to lose this game.
I think Allen is gonna find a way to fuck this up, and I'm playing Cleveland defense this week, which makes me really happy. So, I'm taking Cleveland with 11. I just, if worse comes to worse, I think Chubb will bail them out. But we'll see if you're right, you're right. It would be the most Browns thing ever. I'm just not worried about the Texans.
I have 6, honestly. I'm not worried about this game at all, honestly. Kyle Allen is not going to put up enough to outscore Nick Chubb alone.
I said Kyle Allen. I said Dameon Pierce.
Dameon Pierce isn't going to be able to do anything when they can't move the ball.
Rush defense.
I don't see a world where the Texans actually rush enough to win the game over Nick Chubb rushing it out to win the game. But these are 2 shit teams, and anything can happen, that's why there's only 6 on it.
I wish I didn't go so high now. Because I said, Deshaun's coming back.
Yeah.
Man can ball out. But you mentioned that you hadn't played for a while. I knew it was a while. I didn't know it was like 2 years. Oh, man.
I'm
I have to stick to my
All
14.
Houston last year. And they got injured the year before that, I'm pretty sure. It's been a long time.
Understandable. That makes me want to drop my confidence at least.
Switch, Mookie. Join me.
No.
Y'all fucked up. I ain't going to your side.
Join me too.
Texans though, they're so awful.
What is the fucking Browns? This would be the most Browns thing to do to lose Deshaun Watson's opener
Look, Mookie,
against Houston.
I'm not switching off of Cleveland, but I'll say this, Mookie took the Browns last week. Do you really think they could come through for you 2 weeks in a row?
Do it, Mookie.
I mean, it's the Texans. Even the Broncos have beaten the Texans.
They didn't have Kyle Allen.
Luke, even the Raiders have beaten the Texans.
Yeah.
Do it, Mookie. But they're not the Browns, okay?
Even the Texans have beaten the Texans.
It's the freaking Cleveland Browns, okay?
I'm good. I'm gonna keep my 14 on the Browns. Oh my god.
Yo, me and we were talking and we were saying, Cleveland's gonna win because Deshaun Watson's got that dog in him.
I will say, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, Pluto said Watson's overrated. I'll say this: the last time he played, he looked, as far as a quarterback, he looked awesome.
He looked phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Like,
can't say he's overrated.
I
when
would
he
not say
played
he's
as good.
overrated. Like,
You just say you don't like him, but he definitely wasn't
well,
overrated. He played phenomenal.
he did a bunch of scummy things. So I don't think there's, like I said, this is the last week Cleveland has a quarterback with some dignity left.
Listen, on paper, the Browns might be better than the Texans, but it's still the fucking Cleveland Browns, okay?
You're not selling any of us on this shit.
It's still the fucking Cleveland Browns.
Who are you trying to sell here?
By 1 point.
Look, I have my 1 point on a team later that probably shouldn't have my 1 point, but it gets my 1 point every week, Asian. Also, I just noticed we don't have a Cardinals game this week.
No,
Bye week.
But we do get to talk about the NFC West. The NFC West.
West?
The NFC West. As Seattle goes to Los Angeles to play the Rams. I got 12 on the Seahawks. The Rams are ass. They're playing a third-string quarterback. I don't know if the others are coming. I know Stafford ain't coming back. I don't care if it's Wolford or if it's the other. The rookie did start to look good towards the end of the game. That being said, Seattle got embarrassed last week. I imagine they're going to come out and look good this week. I mean, they lost to a Raiders team that they shouldn't have lost to. And I really want this team to make the playoffs because I think they're a lot more of a fun team than the fucking Commanders. So,
I don't.
So I got 12. And I like Geno. I just like Geno a lot more. So, I got 12 on the Seattle Geno Smith.
I got 8 on Seattle. I mean, the Rams are a hot dumpster fire. The only reason 8 is because they just lost the Raiders, so I'm a bit shakier on them now. You'll just lose the Raiders and get the clean slate right away. You have to prove that you're back on top. I don't know. I can see them drop this if they drop them to the Raiders. I can see them drop an in-division game away at the Rams' home. It would be hard, but it's something our division likes to do.
I'll say this, kid. You look at that playoff picture. I'm gonna say Dallas is probably in. That's what I'm gonna say. But that leaves you New York, Washington, Seattle. One of those teams isn't making it. And right now Washington's the hot team.
Yeah.
I could see the Giants or Seattle fumbling the bag hard enough to not make it, personally.
Yeah, if it's gonna be any of those 3, it's gonna be the Giants, in my opinion.
That fumble it so hard they're not in.
Yeah,
As it currently stands, all 3 of the playoff teams in the NFC are everyone in the East.
Interesting. Sounds like Dallas is in a stacked division.
for once.
What game are we on? Ruby's got me distracted.
Seattle at the
Seattle.
Los Angeles Rams.
I took Seattle at 9. The Rams are on. I don't know what string quarterback anymore. They don't really have a running back. No Cooper Kupp. I mean, the Cooper Kuppless Rams are basically done. Seahawks are 9.
You know what? Y'all basically said everything that needed to be said. Seahawks with 10. Rams suck this year.
We got a very interesting one coming up next is the Miami Dolphins are going to San Francisco. I put 4 on the Dolphins, but it's not a confident 4. I mean, Miami go and getting a road win. They haven't lost under Tua. I didn't know this until they blew out New Orleans last week, but San Fran hasn't given up any second half points in like 4 games. I just think these are 2 stacked teams. I'm interested to see how it goes. But I got 4 on Tua in that offense just because it's an offense-driven league, and I like what Miami's been doing. But I could see this game going literally either way.
I also took the Dolphins with 2 points.
I mean, 4 points.
Oh, what 2? Either way. I took the Dolphins also, but I only put 2 points on it. Go ahead, Coog.
I have 5 on the Dolphins. I'm very confident. The Dolphins have one of the most explosive offenses in the league, honestly. Between Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and Jeff Wilson and fucking Raheem Mostert as their backs, Tua's look good. I think that this is a game they're going to easily win, personally, because the Niners are a run team. And, I mean, you can't really catch up running the ball when you have Tyreek and Jalen scoring touchdowns left and right. I don't know. I just think this is a team that is another tier above, and the Niners are kind of right below that tier.
I will say also, those backs are starting to get hurt. Elijah Mitchell fucked up his knee again. He's going back on IR. C-Mac is limited in practice. He's starting to have some calf issues. They're bringing up some rookie.
Oh, yeah, Mason.
Mason, yeah. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. That team feels like the more they get healthy, the more they get a little bit banged up. But it was just worth mentioning the back situation there.
I probably shouldn't have this much confidence, but I got 9 on the Dolphins. I think Tua has been undefeated this year, and I think he's going to have... Well, I think the Dolphins are just going to score a lot. They're with their high-powered offense. And the Niners, they have a solid defense, but what scares me about the Niners is... sometimes their offense shows up and sometimes it doesn't. And even if it does show up, I think Miami is one of the best teams in the league. And I don't know. I just see them winning this game with maybe not a blowout, but I do think they get their points. That's it.
Caleb.
Oh, that was everybody. My bad. Sorry, I'm talking to chat. Next on the docket, we have what I think is the game of the weekend. Kansas City going to Cincinnati. I probably shouldn't be picking against the Chiefs, but I got 2 on Cincinnati. They're at home. Jamar Chase is coming back. I feel like, the Chiefs... I feel like Cincinnati's going to be urgent to win a game, more urgent to win, because their schedule's tough, and their minds... I think Baltimore will still take the division because they got a lot of easier games left, but that division's neck and neck, whereas I feel, even if KC loses, I think they're still the 1 seed, so I'll take the urgency and the Cincinnati Joe Burrows.
I put 14 on the Chiefs. I'm not worried about this at all. Chiefs has been playing at a top tier level all year. They don't lose games, and I don't think they're gonna lose this game. If I have to put high points on a team, I want to be on a team like the Chiefs that are winning games at a high level.
I'll say that we said that last year too, and then Cincinnati stunned them twice in a month.
Yeah. This game is iffy to me. I got 8 on the Chiefs. I don't want to go too high on the Chiefs on this one. It's just the Chiefs don't have Tyreek. But they still have Kelsey. They don't really have a go-to receiver to go to though. But
they still have Kelsey.
They still have Kelsey.
That's all they need.
That seems like it so far.
This is my shootout game of the week. Hopefully I'm right, but I'm predicting a game with no defense and all offense, and a very high scoring game.
Probably be a shooter game.
I took the Cincinnati Burrows with 1. I think if they want to win their division, they got to win the tough games, and they did it last year. I don't see why they can't do it this year. So 1 on the Bengals.
Let me just say, I didn't mention it earlier. My shooter game of the week is Jacksonville at Detroit.
That's a safe bet. Detroit shit's in a shootout with every team they play.
Yeah, exactly. The next game on the docket, I get to talk about Kuhn's favorite team.
Yeah.
The Los Angeles Chargers going to Vegas.
I put 13 on the Chargers. The Raiders are still dog shit. I don't have any confidence in them winning a single division game ever unless it's against the fucking Broncos. Like, they're ass. I don't care if they beat Seattle last week. I don't care if they won a week before that. I can't pick this team against the Chargers, who are getting healthier. 13 on the Chargers, and that's all.
Great minds think alike. I put 13 on the Chargers as well. Yeah, they're starting to get healthy. I know Mike Williams left injured, but you got Keenan Allen back, your number 1 weapon. Eckler's been looking good. You had Everett back last week. I mean, I feel like they tried their damnedest to beat the Chiefs, and they came this close both times this year. I think they had a double-digit lead in that first game. So I mean, Vegas at this point is just playing for pride. I feel like the Chargers really have to start winning games, or they're gonna. Because as we were talking about the NFC picture, the AFC picture, right now the Chargers are a game back. It's Buffalo, who we can assume probably getting in. Then you got Cincinnati right there. Cincinnati, the Jets, the Patriots, and the Chargers. 2 of those teams are missing. New England has a tough schedule. The Jets have a semi-tough schedule. And I'd be shocked if the Bengals don't get in as well. I think Cincinnati, but... So you're going to have 2 of those 3 teams not making it. The Chargers, I think, have the easiest, but... yeah, it's just a lot of the Chargers have to win games like this if they're making the playoffs. So I think they'll stand up to the occasion and take care of business against the Raiders.
No, I'll go next.
Thank God.
I got 11 on the Chargers. I don't really know what to make the Raiders. They've been looking pretty decent. I don't want to bet big and then have the Raiders burn me 3 weeks in a row. But it's a sacrifice I'm willing to take because everyone else is betting big.
Wait, did you pick Vegas?
No, I picked the Chargers. I'm going with the Austin Ecklers over the Raiders.
I don't know how to make that kind of sacrifice.
I mean, if I had lower points, I could, but I wouldn't feel good about it.
I got 7 on the Chargers. Raiders suck. Go ahead, Coon.
We already went. All right, Mook. It's time. The Sunday night game. Indianapolis going to play the Dallas Cowboys. And before you go, Mook, just tell me, do great minds think alike?
The Saturday night game.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Tell me what you put on it.
Oh, I put 15 on it.
Oh, great minds think alike. Go ahead.
I put all my confidence on it. The Colts, they look terrible. And Dallas, they're looking like one of the better teams. We should just come in, steamroll them, and, well, it's our stadium. Never mind. They should come in and get steamrolled and then just go straight back home.
What's the score, Mook? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
But the Cowboys, sometimes they kind of scare me because sometimes they start doing really good, and then out of nowhere, shit. So I'm hoping it doesn't happen anytime soon. But the Colts look terrible. That last Monday nighter, oh my goodness, brother, they had so many bad plays. But yeah, my score is Colts 6, 2 field goals, and Cowboys 28.
Yeah, I put 15 on Dallas as well. I think Indy's defense is good. I just feel like their offense has trouble getting points. You're kind of in the Jeff Saturday experiment. I don't know if having Mike McCarthy is that much of an advantage as, say, like a Tomlin, but Dallas has been a good team this year. I feel like as long as they keep the ball on the ground, they should win this game more on the easier side. I have the score 35-14 Dallas. So I really wish they would have flexed this out for the Kansas City-Cincinnati game, but alas, we get Indy in the primetime slot 2 weeks in a row.
That would have been a good flex.
I wanted to go lower on this just because how I feel about the Colts. I put 9 on the Cowboys. You say the Colts have looked bad, but every single one of their games has been a close game. I wouldn't say they looked bad at all. They've been competitive in every single game they've played ever since they started Saturday coaching. That's good, especially when you consider the abysmal offense and defense they had before he was coaching. So I wouldn't say it looked awful or bad. I would say it looked good because they kept up with teams like the Eagles and shit. So, but I still put an eye on the Cowboys. They should win this, but I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's gonna be 23-17.
I did not want to go this high on the fucking Cowboys, but I put 14 on the Cowboys. I don't know, something about returning December and the Cowboys winning just doesn't feel right to me, but I already have enough upsets, so I had to put the big point somewhere, 14 on the Cowboys. I have the score 27-16.
I'll tell you
One
this:
touchdown.
if they were playing a more competent team, like I don't have a problem with Indy's defense. I just think as long as I'll say this, it would be the most Cowboys thing ever if the clock turned to December and they started throwing the ball 40 times and losing games. But I'm gonna assume that's not gonna happen. Oh boy.
I'm gonna call this my upset of the week too, but I'm picking the Cowboys still. But I'm calling this my upset.
Do we have to talk about the next game? New Orleans is going to Tampa. I put 1 on the Saints. The final Saints 10, Tampa 3. Boring ass Monday nighter.
Well, I put 1 on the Saints. I just think I just put it on there. Maybe the division will stay competitive somehow. 13-10 Saints. The Saints have beaten Tom a good amount since he's come in the division. You got that going for you, but that's it. That's all I gotta say on the matter. I put 1 on the Saints. Why not? I know the popular opinion is Bucks. Somebody gotta get a game on some people.
Like, I put 1 on the Saints because I pick the Saints every week, even though it's a fucking pitfall of pain.
I'll take the Bucks with 13. I didn't want to go this high, but again, I took some upsets, so I had to put the big points somewhere. Saints haven't been looking good. Kamara hasn't been looking good. That's about it. The score 27-6 or 28-7.
Damn,
You really think the Bucks can put up 28?
What?
So do you really think the Bucks can put up 28?
I mean, Godwin looked good the other week with them.
Yeah, I think Rashad White and Godwin have both looked really good lately.
I also have Miami as the most and Denver with the least.
I have Denver as the least as well, even though I just said Tampa was going to score 3 points. And, the prince that was promised is the most.
Well, with that being said, I put 6 confidence on the Saints. I don't know. I'm just feeling the Saints this week.
You put 6 on the Saints?
Going 1 game up on everybody.
Yeah,
Well,
I think the Bucks are a little bit more appealing all of a sudden. At one point, it's going over to the Bucks, so I can get a game up on 2 people.
Maybe I could get a game up on everyone. And 3 out of the 4 of us go with the fucking Saints.
So y'all have fun the Saints.
Like to be fair, I take the Saints every week, Asian.
And the lowest score of this week will be the Saints now.
I mean, they fucking put up a fucking goose egg last Sunday.
well, they also had to play the 9.
I will say though, and Asian as a Kamara owner, it had to be painful because he fumbled on like the 2. He was gonna get that TD and he just fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
He fumbled twice in that game. They said that was the first time he had ever done that his whole career.
I still think the Bucks are having trouble scoring. I mean, maybe I'm not seeing a lot of the games now, but I still feel like they have trouble finding the end zone. And I don't know. I think the Saints are gonna bounce back after that 0-point game and put up 5 field goals for 15, and the Bucks are gonna put up 4 field goals for 12.
Mook, have you not been watching the Saints all year? We don't do that. If we play the Raiders every week, we do that.
Maybe not even
And
that.
my most and least are my most is Cincinnati, and my least is the Giants.
At this point, I'm just waiting to hear, and here comes number 1 trotting out onto the field.
Cam Newton.
Or, well, the thing is, right, at this point, I don't get why we haven't brought Jameis back in. Because here's the fact of the matter. Dalton's contract expires this year. Like, I don't know if we'd bring him back or not, what he would ask for, but we have Jameis under contract for 2 years, so we might as well, I mean, we're a 4-win team. We might as well see what we have. Then you brought in Cam to muddy it up even more. And we don't have a first-round pick because we traded it to get Olave, and
Olave's at least panned out, but still.
he's the only one that's panned out. Like,
definitely don't re-sign Dalton.
Jarvis
Definitely
has
let him
been
walk.
hurt. Like, Jarvis has been hurt. Michael Thomas can't stay healthy. I honestly think we need to clean house and, anything we can get value for. Like, just get value for it and rebuild. But we'll see, because, this is the first time since, 05 that I'm just, the front office has no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Welcome to my world.
I will say that the fire Mike Tomlin trend is still going on in Pittsburgh.
If they fire Mike Tomlin, he can come over to Arizona.
Yeah, he can come to New Orleans. I mean, we
No,
have
I
Dennis
think-
Allen. We have Dennis Allen, one of the worst head coaches around.
The
We
man
have-
will have a job before he hits the parking lot.
Oh, I know.
Oh yeah. If I wake up one of these days in the coming weeks, because I guarantee our staff is all getting cleaned out, and Tomlin gets fired, and I hear he gets signed to Arizona to be their coach, I'm gonna jump with joy. I'm gonna record a video of me jumping with joy and send it to the group.
Coon, did you see the Cardinal game last week?
No, I don't watch those. Their ass.
They were literally winning till 15 seconds left. The Chargers scored with 15 seconds left and went for 2 and got it. And that's how they won.
Because we don't really have a defense and we don't really have offense.
I mean,
We have offensive pieces.
those 2 points benefited Asian because Everett's the one that caught the 2-point conversion.
Fuck.
Like I said, last week might have had the best week of games. We got 2 overtime games, 2 games
No.
that could have went to overtime, but the teams went for 2 and got them. Most of all the games were close. I won't say every game, but it was a great week of.
I'll tell you what was weird about that Saints game is I have it up on the GameCast, right? And the third and fourth quarter, it keeps showing the Saints get into the red zone, and I just see no points on the board. But I swear I seen them in the red zone 3-4 times. I'm like, oh, well, at least they're gonna get a TD. At least put a little bit of thought behind it. Nope.
Oh, I did forget to mention, if the Lions lose and Minnesota wins, they already clinched division.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point you kind of know which teams are relevant and which ones aren't.
Damn,
Yeah.
you called the Vikings irrelevant.
But that's pretty
No,
cool.
The Vikings fall in the relevant. The rest of the division's the ones that are irrelevant.
Damn.
That's cool that you already have your division wrapped up by week 13.
Well, I mean,
Already getting the Y.
Yeah, it's nice when you can do that.
Minnesota's there. Kansas City's about to be there.
Everywhere Arizona did that. That was
Tennessee,
nice.
Tennessee's about to be there. I think those are the main 3 where the rest of the division is just butt cheeks. I don't really count the Chargers in that butt cheek, but the Chiefs did beat them twice, so yeah. Yeah, I don't really have much else though. I do think this is an interesting slate. I will say I don't like it as much as last week's slate, but it is overall a good slate.
The Broncos are going to beat the Ravens, and the Colts are going to beat the Cowboys.
And I'll say this, as normal, I normally look and see what our primetime games are for the following week. Oh boy, a Thursday nighter between Vegas and the Rams.
That's getting flexed out for sure.
No, they can't flex the Thursday nighters.
Oh, they can definitely flex it out.
By the
They
way, y'all
definitely can.
Coon's gonna shoot me a message like, you want to watch the game?
Fuck no! I ain't got nobody in those games.
Hey, I got
Ain't
Devontae
nothing.
Adams.
I'm sorry for your loss. You gotta watch the shit football then.
They did flex Miami and the Chargers into that next Sunday nighter, and then Monday nighter you get New England and Arizona.
Why? Why are you putting us on prime time? So you keep drawing this fucking shit narrative around Kyler, bro?
I'll tell you this, it's a week in advance, but right now the vote has Arizona with 63%.
God, the fucking narratives going around there are so bad right now, too.
But yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, this sums everything up.
Anybody else got anything they want to add?
Fuck you, Asian.
I'm good.
I love you too, boo.
Shut the hell up. Bitch.
Always be my boo.
Die.
Oh, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate it. I hope y'all all have a great week of football. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Forever my boo.
I want to die.
So
In my
here's the
arms?
thing.
No.
I just died in your arms tonight.
No.
I don't know if I'm going to